차가운 시선도 out of sight. Pulse in my vein, it's electric gold. 내 불빛은 never cold. Light it up, no turning back. 세상 내 무대 track. 숨길 수 없어 내 vibe, so real the energy you gonna feel. I'm invincible, nothing can break me. Limitless flow, don't try to chase me. Crash like a wave, wild and free. 이 무대 위, I'm all you see. Invincible, na 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 na. Yeah, na 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 na. Invincible, na 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 na. Na 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 na. 늦지 않아.
Back here in the heart of volleyball, Roma Doromal and the Solar Spikers. They are trying to survive here today. One loss and they will lose their hopes of that top 4 spot now for the CIGNAL Super Spikers and Don Katindig. They are one game away from entering that top 4 spot and trying to get away from those play-in tournaments. That is our second game here between the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers versus the CIGNAL Super Spikers here at the Phil Oil Center. PVL fans, so glad for you guys to be joining us today. It's been a while since we've seen these two meet. As we'd like to thank you for watching us on the Pilipinas Live app and here on One Sports on Signal TV. My name is Jaime Escalon. And of course, this is such a pivotal moment for me because my partner today is Coach Ronnie Magsano, who's known me since I was 7 years old. That's right, it's been 20 plus years. And of course, our courtside reporter, where have you been, Jana Ejido? It's been 2 weeks. Welcome back here in the heart of volleyball.
Well, I missed the heart of volleyball, but I promise I've been keeping up, especially as we're nearing the end of the elimination rounds. That is crazy. Time flies so fast, and the action just keeps getting better and better.
It does, and we've seen players keep getting better and better, which is something you will report about later on. But Coach Ronnie, welcome back. It's really an honor, Coach, for us to be partnered together.
Likewise. Likewise.
But let's take a look at the standings, Coach Ronnie, because, like I said, both teams, they need a win here. They're trying to shy away from that play-in tournament and enter the top 4 tournament.
Must-win situation for both CIGNAL Super Spikers and the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers for the same reason, to make it to the top 4. After PLDT1 earlier, mandatory for CIGNAL to defend step if they want to make it to the top 4 spots and play for an automatic seed in the semis, while for Capital, in case they will not make the top 4, it's also very important for them to climb up our team standings just to stay away from the lowest possible position in the step ladder phase.
Let's talk about first, Coach, the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers. Of course, Pauline Gaston, what a season she's having. But when we think of the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers, it's been a roller coaster for them here. We've seen wins where they dominated in the digging category, but their losses sometimes, they really had or needed a lot more from Micaela Belen, who I might say, Coach, what a season from Micaela Belen so far for the rookie to average 25.5 points per game.
Unheard of. 179 points in 7 games. Every match has been a 20-point performance at the very least for Micaela Belen, a 3-time UAAP MVP, a Rookie of the Year and MVP on the same season in the UAAP, a multiple champion in high school and in college. Destiny says that written in the stars, Micaela Belen is going to be one of the top volleyball players in the country, and that has already happened, and that will be translated all the way to the national team, of course.
Well, Coach Ronnie, while we know Micaela Belen to be one of the leading points producers of the league, we also know her to be one of the best diggers in the league as well. And it is no surprise that the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers is the first in digging across the PVL ads at the moment. Hi, man, Coach Ronnie. I spoke with libero Rachel Gervina about this, and she herself was surprised. She told me that it reflects the team's mindset, telling me everyone thinks the first touch really matters. She adds that it's this gritty mindset that keeps them focused on this department, and it's not just her or Roma or Micaela Belen, but it's a team effort. Everyone wants to keep the ball up, and their training reflects in their game. Now, I think it'll be interesting to see that digging prowess against the Super Spikers tonight.
Well, going to Jana's report, Coach Ronnie, that's a good point because it's been a roller coaster. Minsan nga nahirapan sila sa blocking, but if there's one bright spot that we can look from the Solar Spikers, their digging has been exceptional. Minsan, for teams that they are faced, you have to be the extra patient facing the Solar Spikers.
Of course, it has to be a combination of many other elements. Blocking, digging, receiving. But still, this is a big plus for Coach Hall, Eddie Brito, and the rest of the CAPITAL1 Spikers. We're still looking for their first winning streak here in this conference.
Let's pivot the conversation now though, Coach Ronnie, for the CIGNAL Super Spikers because for CIGNAL, well, one player is starting to find peak form here. Sabi mo, Coach Ronnie, na it's written in the stars that Bella Belen will be that amazing player. Well, so far, it's written in the stars as well how Vanny Gander could also be one of those players, especially with the conference she's having.
Without a doubt, she has written her own narrative. From Lasal, Sobel, all the way to Katipunan in Ateneo, and then all the way to the national team. A fixture already for Alas Pilipinas. Right now is the top gun for the Super Spikers. Number 7 in scoring, number 4 in aces, number 5 in reception. Almost had a triple-double game in their last win. And they're hopeful that somehow they can still keep in step with PLDT, which won earlier, to make sure that they stay in the top 4 and assure themselves of a possible spot in the semifinals outright.
Well, hi, man, Coach Ronnie. I think we could say that it's really bad Vanny with her own Super Bowl halftime performance here in San Juan. Well, I spoke with her a while ago, and even with 43 points across the past 2 games, she says she's not looking at the stats. She's thinking bigger picture. And even if she's at, what you said, peak form at the moment, she says, we're at number 2 right now in the standings. We are happy, but we cannot be complacent. After all, Vanny says her own performance is illuminated by the efforts of her teammates, telling me, and I quote, everyone's contributing. And everyone sure is, especially her middles that maybe you'd like to point out. Rose Doria Aquino and Jackie Acuna, who've been equally stellar for the CIGNAL Super Spikers.
Well, of course, Jana, when you're covering a Coach Shaq team, middle blockers are always the point of emphasis. Lahat ng middle blockers ni Coach Shaq always end up turning up great. Well, we see that with Rose Doria Aquino and Jackie Acuna,
Right.
Coach.
If you take a look at the numbers in terms of percentage, in terms of the top teams in different categories, scoring skills and non-scoring skills, CIGNAL is always among the top 3, all the way to the top 4. Goes without saying that because of this, a fundamentally sound team will never go wrong, and that's why they're contending for a seat in the semis outright.
Well, I love our matchup though for today, which Jana was excited about in the product. Bella Belen versus Vanny Gander. What an individual matchup for today, Jana.
That is insane, and I know we're all looking forward to it, especially you, our viewers over on the Pilipinas Live app. Spiker action that we are going to be seeing tonight. We are asking you, which Spiker will dominate the scoreboard? Is it CAPITAL1's number 4, Micaela Belen, or CIGNAL's number 5, Vanny Gander? It's about peak form tonight, and you can answer that right below the stream or join the conversation online using hashtag PVL2026.
Which leads me to the question, will the Spikers are they going to be more solar or more super for today's game as the stage is set? CIGNAL versus CAPITAL1 coming right up here in the heart of volleyball.
I'm Leila Cruz and this is Frank here. Yung first video, namin to, like first conference ko sa CAPITAL1.
Camille to the open. So
And ito yung first point ko. Ang saya kasi rin siya, yung point ko galing sa block. So, very happy ako about that. Feel ko, ito yung career high ko. AFC, I remember. Nakakapagod na tong time na ito, na-remember ko. Pero worth it naman kasi hindi ko naman expect that day na makaka-deliver ako ng mataas na point. And kahit sa college career ko, di man ako nakaabot ng 20+. So, sobrang nag-mean tong game na to. Next video! Okay, ito yung first win namin. Okay. Super saya namin ito, promise. As in, nung nanalo kami against next leg. Kasi nung time na to, super down na yung team and super need talaga namin tong win na to. And kaya rin nare-remember ko siya kasi sobrang pinaghirapan namin and winate na namin talaga yung panalo na to. Yung pinaka-favorite ko siguro yung last video, yung nanalo kami against next leg. Kasi as in, like, nagka-goosebumps ako. Parang na-feel ko yung feels namin that game. As in, parang talagang kailangan namin manalo that game. Ganun yung feeling namin and sobrang gaan niya sa pakiramdam after we won that game. My second would be my career high. Unforgettable din for me kasi first time na nangyari yun. Last yung first point ko kasi memorable siya pero syempre dahil first time naman, like marami pa akong na-feel na jitters and all, but memorable pa din kasi syempre first point ko sa PVL.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are still watching the 2026 All-Filipino Conference of your premier volleyball league, the Heart of Volleyball. Live in San Juan City is the preliminary match number 38 between CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers and their opponent, the CIGNAL Super Spikers. Presenting our officials for this match. First referee, Ms. Jocelyn Del Rosario, International Referee. Second referee, Mr. Patrick Alan Castillo, National Referee. Calling on the starting lineup. First, for CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers. Let's start with jersey number 2, Jas Nabor. At number 4, Bella Belen. Jersey number 8, Ezra Madrigal. Number 13, Franz Ronquillo. At 16, Sid Niegos. Jersey number 24, Cherry Nunag. Their team captain and starting libero, number 19, Roma Doromal. Head coach is Mr. Jorge De Brito. Now introducing the starters for Signal Super Spikers. Starting with jersey number 2, Rosalie Doria Aquino. At number 5, Vanny Gandler. Jersey number 6, Ishi Lalong Isil. Jersey number 8, Erica Santos. At number 11, Jackie Acuna. Number 22, Jel Cayuna. Their starting libero and team captain, number 16, Don Katindig. Head coach is Mr. Shep De Los Santos. This match is under the regulations and supervision of the Games and Amusements Board.
Let's take a look at the starters for the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers. Different starting lineup. If you look at it, of course, led by Micaela Belen, and Franz Ronquillo is getting the start here. You know, we are excited to see a Franz Ronquillo double-digit game. It's been a while, but we know she can score here in the PVL. Now, their opponents, one game away from making it to the top 4. And Vanny Gandler has been playing amazing in the past 2 games with 43 points combined, along with Erica Santos. That has been the dynamic duo here in the All-Filipino Conference. As for Micaela Belen, medyo nilambing nga tayo, Coach Ronnie, na Micaela na daw ang tawag natin sa kanya, hindi na muna Bella.
Oh, Micaela Belen for the psychology graduate.
I love that.
Right?
So, try to get used to that. We will be calling Bella Micaela now. But welcome to set number 1. And both teams, Coach Ronnie, they need to win here. They just want to avoid that play-in. They want that top 4.
Closer to a possible spot in the top 4, of course, are the Signal Super Spikers.
Ezra Madrigal. And that is out of bounds.
Looking for a block touch, none given. We talked about Micaela Belen having a strong showing, and that Ronquillo hopefully a double-digit game, something that they direly need, as only Bella Belen scored in double figures in their last loss, and it's the only one averaging in double figures as well for this franchise.
Well, it's been a trend when there's that second scorer, coach, for CAPITAL1, like Sid Niegos, who had a 20-point game. Good things happen.
Correct.
They end up winning that game. So let's see if they can find that secondary scorer. And it could be Franz Ronquillo for today's game.
And that is what we saw against the Farm Fresh Foxies, wherein Niegos was in double figures. And a lot of the Solar Spikers were able to contribute heavily offensively and help out. Micaela Belen secured that 5-set win.
So point will go to CAPITAL1. Challenge is successful. Good dig there by Belen. Ronquillo sent back. Niegos will send over a chance ball. Cayuna takes a look. Goes to the quick for Rose Doria Aquino.
Excellent passing here. And Cayuna, one of the best in terms of playmaking. The most lethal scoring setter that we have here so far in Open Conference.
And of course, for Signal, by the way, Coach Shaq De Los Santos, currently not here. It will be Coach Rico as interim coach. Vanny Gandler getting the block.
Talk about the Super Spikers, currently at number 3 in blocking with 52 kill blocks heading to this game.
Once again, past 2 games, peak form for Bad Vanny. One-man block. Coverage by Belen. Cayuna will set to Erica Santos. There's that digging we were talking about. Ronquillo finding the spot.
Cross-court delivery coming from Ronquillo. Going to zone 5. Beating one of the best defensive specialists, Don Makandili Katindig. Beating that last sequence, 2 apiece for set.
That is inside for Franz Ronquillo. Back when she was with Gallery, she had a string of games. She would be in 20 points or more. We know what she's capable of, and let's see if she can try to maximize that opportunity. At that time, a service error by Ronquillo.
Tied at 3 once again.
Labor will bump it towards Belen, going around the blockers, picked up by Ishii. Gander now on the attack, using Niego's hands to score.
No problem for Vanny Gander. Double blocks right there. And again, the maturity level, the evolution of her total package. Very visible. One of the top players for the Super Spikers. Likewise for the Alas national team.
Good first pass, back set para kay Niegos. Niegos finding the open zone.
Nice battle between the playmakers. Jasmine Abor, ranked number 10 among the top setters, holding her own against Angel Cayuna.
So far, so good here with Ronquillo and Niegos. Try to space out the floor more here.
Because definitely the blockers will be trying to contain Micaela Belen. That leaves the opportunity for the board to activate the wing spikers or the other wing spikers as well.
It's outside for Erica Santos.
Who has also blossomed to be one of the top stars here in the PVL at present. Second leading scorer for the Super Spikers.
That's right, coach, with 110 points already in the conference. In the meantime, bump set for Vanny above the block. And Gandler now with 3 points.
That's 3 of the first 5 points. And again, beating the double block.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin' Pasalubong ng Bayan.
13 of 51 in their last win was Vanny Gandler.
Toss for Belen, cross court. That is untickable.
Even against, once upon a time, Asia's best. Belen able to win that last sequence against Don Katindig.
It's Belen's first point here in the game, tied at 6. 1-2 for Cayuna. Reflexes there for Jervina as Ronquillo.
Will miss.
Ronquillo admitting there was no check. Her coaching staff wanting to challenge.
And her teammates as well, because they had one successful challenge in the earlier part of this initial set.
Labor trying Nunag, soft touch. Bumped, back row, Vanny is too strong on the hit.
That's a miss from the pipe. Cayuna going to the back row. First miss for Gandler so far in the match.
Another deadlock here. 7-all, Nunag to serve. Cayuna will adjust and bump it for Ishii. Belen, beautiful dig. Don will try setting up Lalong Isip, scoring off the block again. And a 1-point lead for Signal will send us to our first technical timeout.
We are nearing the end stretch of the elimination round here in the league where teams are fighting for a good and comfortable spot in the standings. And for the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers who need this win, Pauline Gaston can't help but reflect on how much growth she's seen in herself and her teammates since joining the Solar Spikers. She tells me she's proud of the progress as part of the 8 players that joined the team. She remembers her first game and described it as developing, but she firmly attests how that connection has improved. She specifically cites the growth that she, Jasmine Nabar, and Shaya Adorador adapted as a unit altogether, and on that growth, they share the same sentiment. 7 games in for the team in this conference. Jaime and Coach Ronnie, what do you think of the growth, the connection of CAPITAL1's newest Solar Spikers here in the elims?
Well, Coach, we're seeing it slowly evolve into something they want, but a lot of working points pa rin for the CAPITAL1, especially in the blocking department.
It really takes time to work well together. The talent is there. The equivalent of 8 players moving to them, starting this conference, is about 4 draft years. So that will definitely quicken the process of getting better individually. As we take a look at the scoreline, tied at 9 apiece.
Another great serve by Jas Nabor. That's over. Jel had to save it. Chance here for CAPITAL1. Madrigal from the middle. Dug by Jel Cayuna. Right pin attack. Erica Santos.
Will miss in transition. This is the second best receiving team, referring to the Super Spikers. But right now, a little turbulence in their passing and in their receiving as well. Floor defense, passing, hurting them.
Cayuna. Quickly to Doria Aquino. That is rejected. Cayuna reverses. Ronquillo slowing down the hit. Niegos now on the attack. What a dig by Dawn. Back row, Vanny Gandler. And Jas Nabor says, I'm right here. What an exchange. Ishi Lalong Isip is rejected. What a save by Gandler. Exciting rally.
Oh, yes, yes. So far, this CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers holding their ground. Aggression is the name of the game for this team, which also won set 1, by the way, against Akari in their last loss.
4-0 run for CAPITAL1. That is ended by a service error by Nabor.
At least 3 service errors in the first set so far for the team in blue.
Nabor going to the open. Ronquillo is rejected.
Major strength, the Super Spikers blocking. Number 3 right now in the competition, 52 kill blocks heading to this game, and that is part of the game that Doria brings to the table for CIGNAL.
And so, Coach Ronnie, we are tied again at 11. Not the best first pass. Belen out of system play.
That's inside.
Corner pocket.
Yes, yes, definitely a pipe specialist. We've seen that in their many UAP years and in the national team as well. Look at the placement. Look at the angle taken. Straight to zone 1.
Sharp serve for Ronquillo. Niegos, easy put down. Back with a 2-point lead.
Reception problems. Giving up a 3-point. Also allowing several aces already, referring to the Super Spikers of CIGNAL.
It looks like we have a challenge here by CIGNAL.
And looks like Coach Shaq is already here in the venue
Straight from the game
in MOA
in
Arena,
Moa Arena.
which is about 17 kilometers away.
UST beating FEU, so mas nakaalis siya ng maaga with a 3-set win, of course, of UST. And the UAP reaching beyond the net challenge. So far, it's been a tight set here for CIGNAL and CAPITAL1 earlier today. PLDT winning versus the Chocomucho Flying Titans.
Right. A match that took 4 sets to end.
Reaching beyond. No. challenge is unsuccessful. Kayuna, tough back set for Santos.
Yes, indeed. Perfect placement coming from Kayuna. Santos also excellent reaction time. Again, a little turbulent with the reception. Finding a way to score, stay close to the Solar Spikers. Oh,
Service error for Doy Aquino.
about 5 errors so far. Out of the 14-point output given up here by Signal to Capital1.
Some good serves here for Capital1 in set number 1. Gandler's cross court is dug by Micaela Belen. Drop ball. Acuna read it. Chance ball for Signal. Kayuna to the middle. Erica Santos with a beautiful play.
What about the decoy move coming from Acuna? Just directing the slide play. Look at this one. That run. Attracting Micaela Belen. Isolated against Cherry Nunag. Scores point number 13.
Third point there for Erica Santos. 13, serving 14. It's tight. Jackie Acuna is right there. And so we're tied again at 14.
That's a rare overball given up by Capital1.
Jazz. Belen, 2 blockers. Apologizes to their bench there. It's 3 straight points now for Signal.
Suddenly ahead at this stage. That has been a problem. Service errors.
Multiple deadlocks here in our first set. Kayuna. Gandler, there's a whistle.
A touch. And again, Acuna. Yung sipag niya sa paghatak ng blockers. Napaka-importante.
Second technical timeout. 1-point lead for the Super Spikers. Back here in the Phil Oil Center, it has been tight set. Coach Shaq de los Santos catching up here in set number 1.
Just in time.
Just in time.
Just in time.
Dump. Santos right there.
Oh,
Sliding is Niegos. Belen, 2-man block. And Acuna getting that one.
well timed by Acuna. 17 blocks heading to this match. 7th in blocking with 17 kill blocks.
And that's Acuna's second block of the game already.
That's a big asset defensively, really.
Labor approaching on the slide attack is Cherry Nunag.
A cherry bomb, specialty of the house. And Nabor will have to make sure that the defense is off Micaela Belen. Has to also get the other teammates of Belen involved if they are to get past the blocking efficiency of Signal.
Oh, so far, Coach Ron, it's been a good balanced attack for Capital1.
No doubt. That's why the set has been very close. Remember, Belen is the most consistent and only double-digit scorer for this team every match. 20-plus points, 25-point average. Playing like an import, really.
Serve there. Ronquillo.
They needed that. Another cross-court delivery by Ronquillo. Did not score against Akari, by the way. Came off the bench, just played in set number 3.
It was only a matter of time for Ronquillo to get her touches.
Wow.
Quick attack by Doria Aquino.
What a luxury for Cayuna. Just to make sure that that pass was straight to the playmaker. Able to get to that shoot set. 2-point lead after being down by as much as 3 points in a 5-point swing. 5-point turnaround here in set 1.
Full front line now for Cayuna. Good first pass. Ronquillo using the left hand. Saved by Gel. Back row Gandler. It will not work.
Error count for Signal, probably about 7 already.
We tried the quick again. Middle blockers have been on point here in our opening set.
It has been Jasmine that ball was hurt the reception efficiency of Signal, but they get a side out right away and restore a 2-point edge.
Nabor. Niegos from the opposite side.
This is huge. Contributions coming from Ronquillo, Nona, and Niegos. Makes the job easier for Jasmine Nabor to set up their top gun, Micaela Belen.
They knew they were going up against a top blocking
Oh,
team here
indeed.
in the PVL. You can tell that they are prepared. Out of system here. Gandler sends it across. Counter attack for Niegos. Picked up by Santos. Doria Aquino
Wow.
going behind the blockers.
That's teamwork for the Super Spikers. Look at this last sequence. Perfect.
We have a substitution on the floor. Encarnacion will check in for Doria Aquino, now serving and sweeping. 2-point cushion here for the Super Spikers. High toss for Belen. Good save by Ishi. Jewel straight to Nabor, picking it up. Bella will try again. Dive by Lalong Isip. Gandler is denied. Vanny will reload. Niegos was right there. Santos naman with
wow.
a block breaker.
And Coach Shaq called it. Swing the action from the left wing to the right pin. Exactly what Cayuna did. Wide open on the other end. This one, that reverse set. Isolating. Wow. Down 3, up 3 at this stage.
Go, try. If you don't get the ball, you still have a time to try. Okay? Find the space between those guys now. It's a big quick. The guys have a big quick the ball there. Okay? Find the space. Have to be far, fast, go to A quick to get this one, okay? Receive is good.
Micaela Belen and CAPITAL1 find themselves down by 3 here. And Signal has picked it up, really. They have been scrappy in this game.
Defense has been tops for them since being down by 3 points. If we got to the midpoint, suddenly they turned their game a notch higher.
Belen. It works with the help of the net.
Yes. That's power delivered by Micaela Belen. Set on the line. Who do you go to? One of only 10 players to score over 100 points so far here, heading to the tail end of this phase.
179 points. Would be surprised if she hits 200 today, Coach Ronnie.
That's the plan.
Back to Santos. Soft touch. Belen neutralized at the net.
Oh,
That's a high bump set and a chance ball given. Nabor, who will she go to? Who else? But it's wide for Belen.
same angle that she took earlier, but this time she misses.
Two away here for Signal. Belen dug by Santos. Sent back right away. One more time for Micaela Belen. Oh, there's a...
It will be replayed.
Looks like it will be replayed here. First referee clarifying it. Floor touch challenge. CAPITAL1 stopped playing. They thought it was...
Yes, already a point. But then on the other side, Super Spikers were positive that it was a good pancake. That's why they kept on playing.
And so, tignan natin kung ano yung makikita here sa floor touch challenge by CAPITAL1. But so far, Coach Micaela Belen, she has been covered defensively. Two blockers always
as
present.
expected.
Yeah.
But every game, she's going to be at the top of the defensive schemes of the other team.
Well, point will go to CAPITAL1. Challenge is successful. As we saw, that hit the floor.
Clearly.
And the third point of Micaela Belen. Looks like we've got a timeout by the Super Spikers.
Ay, attack over tayo, ha, masa. Attack over tayo. Back race na doon, ha? Okay? Yun lang. Ay, up tayo ng 2. I-break ko lang yung momentum. Kuha lang tayo muna ng isang 1 point muna, 1 point muna.
Let's go. Patay. Tsaka lang. Sipag lang, ha?
Kasi tulong ilalim, ha?
Jel Cayuna and the Super Spikers looking to hold on to this 2-point lead. Yandok is in. Gandler. It will not work. Back to Belen, using the drop ball for 2 straight points.
Same shot taken. Signal did not connect. But Belen able to beat the defense. And this is what smart players are able to do. Read the defense, find a way to score. As C comes in with Signal still ahead, but just by a single point.
Along with Tintiamzon, double substitution here for Signal. Not the best first pass, out of system. That is blocked. Bump set.
Oh,
C going to Gandler.
that's a big point. And we thought that that last point was going to go to the Solar Spikers. But again, defense helping out Signal to stay afloat. This move by Chamzon.
Natawa din yung fans coach sa move ni Tintiamzon.
Importante, pumunto sila.
That's right. And now they are at set point. Timeout for CAPITAL1.
Long shift. Team T is there. Now long shift on this side. Now it's be quick, okay? Be quick, open to play on this side. So but take more space to control the ball there inside, okay? Ready? Short you can.
Tibay tayo! Tibay! Kaya natin ang muli din! Kapitan! One!
Wait until the last moment to take over.
Jerry Nuna again, Capital 1 down by 2 here. With Vanny Gander walking to the service line.
Closing out time for Signal.
Kneeling set, Belen right pin. Big chance here. Lalong Isip with a put away.
And again, that deflection was enough for another transition player for Signal, which they converted. No chance given to the Solar Spikers, and C rising to the occasion.
Signal looking sharp there. And Ishi Lalong Isip with a big smile. Signal Super Spikers taking set number 1. It was a tight set number 1 in 29 minutes. Signal Super Spikers were sharp during closing time of that set. We'll take a look at some of the highlights here, but the Signal coach, they were scrappy to begin with. Despite the defense, Micaela Belen with 5 points, but just too much Vanny Gandler and Ishi Lalong Isip there along with Erica Santos.
Also has to factor in the blocking and floor defense of the Super Spikers. Remember that this was a team that was behind, shaky at the start, as the Solar Spikers jumped the gun on them. Multiple players helping out in scoring, helping out Micaela Belen. But eventually, when we got to the midpoint, suddenly it was a different Super Spikers unit that played cohesively. Blocking, not just the number of kill blocks, but also the shots that they have deflected. And then the error count definitely hurt the Solar Spikers, because most of the points given up by the Super Spikers for them happened in the early goings. But the errors they committed happened on the midpoint onwards.
Once again, Signal with one more win to try to enter that top 4 conversation. And Micaela Belen and Capital 1 can't afford to lose here. But exactly, our PL question of the game, Coach, saktong-sakto. 5 points for Vanny Gandler and 5 points for Micaela Belen.
But then, you also have to make mention of the collective support of Gandler and Belen, which I believe that the Solar Spikers were able to do well. But in winning time, it takes just a collective effort. It's all about making the biggest plays. And I thought that the double sub worked wonders for Coach Shaq and the rest of the Signal Super Spikers.
It was Giselle C. and Tintiam Zon, veterans, just knowing what to do in tight-knit situations.
Right.
Welcome to set number 2.
And ready when their numbers were called.
Yeah, as a coach, yun yung gusto mo, Coach Ronnie, diba? Yung mga ready to
Yun
go in
talaga.
these types of situations.
Hindi mo naman sila pwedeng ipasok ng sabay-sabay kasi.
Picked up by Belen. From the opposite side, Niegos. Gel choosing Santos from the back. That bounces off the hands. And looks like there was a net touch.
Kayuna spreading the wealth, so to speak, making the defense of Capital One guess kung kanino siya pupunta.
So Santos also now with good scoring performance. Diegos had to adjust with that set. Bump towards Erica.
Wow.
Good dig there by Doromal. Leaves Bella from the back row. Ronquillo will try. That's the second time that's happened now.
And that's the same spot where the ball drops. First it was for Belen, now it's for Ronquillo. They'll take it. Tied at 1.
With some love, coach, from the net, as we would call it.
Of course.
Good serve. Kayuna bumps. Right pin. Erica Santos.
That right pin has been very productive for the Super Spikers. Then you have that left wing wherein Gander always excels.
Not the best first ball. Chance now. Combination play.
And Kayuna once again pushing the right button. Can't give them an opening. You can't have turbulence in your floor defense and in your passing because Signal will make you pay.
We go to Belen. Much needed point there for Capital One.
5 points in set 1. Perhaps has to get more touches here in set 2.
Gel towards Gandler.
You have Doria, who has been called upon, activated upon at times, who scores at the middle, and then Santos at the right wing, Gander at the left. Pick your poison, and Kayuna, once again, masterfully makes the defense guess.
That's the right term, just masterful. Sets and hits from Signal right now. Nunag adding power. Good coverage though for Capital One. Kayuna back to Vanny Gandler. Dug by Ronquillo. Counter Belen. Sent away by Acuna.
With conviction. And they knew that Belen, once again, will get that pass.
3-point lead. 5 serving 2 for Doria Aquino. Jazz back set for Niegos. That's a big one from Sid Niegos. Let's turn it over to Jana Ejido. Jana?
Jaime and Coach Ronnie, you mentioned at the top of the broadcast the implications for Signal in this match. Very crucial to sealing that top 4 spot in the standings right now. And in my conversation with Erica Santos a while ago, she says that regarding the team's journey here in the conference, they needed those losses to learn and to strengthen themselves moving forward. And on a match like today, she says she's confident because the team trained and prepared well for this. Even at the huddle a while ago, Coach Shaq told the team, and I quote, "Eto talaga yung pinaghandaan natin, ipakita nyo lang sa galaw." With the feisty attacks from Capital One, he also advised his team to amp up the defense both at the net and on the floor. With set 1 in the bag, what can you say about the Super Spikers' performance so far in this match, Jaime and Coach Ronnie?
Well, Coach Ronnie, what can we say from Signal and Capital One? Well, it's been tightly contested. And we're seeing good scrappy defense, especially in digging, which we did talk about in the pregame.
It's as simple as this. Their performance speaks for itself.
I love that, Coach. To simplify. Oh, slide attack for Acuna.
It's always been the case. We can talk as much as we want to, but they tell the story that we're trying to convey to our viewers.
The story that Jackie Acuna is trying to convey here is that she has 5 points, is doing well both offensively and defensively.
A dominant force. 7 errors for the Super Spikers in that set 1 win. Little did I know that Capital One was going to be 1 error. We're going to have 1 error more than the Super Spikers, and that cost them.
Gel, slide again. No touch. Point for Capital One.
Rare miscue for Jackie Acuna. 2-point run for Nunag and the rest of the Solar Spikers.
That is too long for Nunag.
Ganda ng timing ng ilag ni Erica Santos.
And a 2-point lead now. First technical timeout in the set. Watch Jers Petali of FEU and Tino Baldo of FEU as well on episode 4 of The Bounce Season 3, premiering this Friday at 6 p.m. on the Pilipinas Live app. Catch up airing on the UAAP Varsity channel. First 3 episodes were really entertaining. Make sure to watch that on the Pilipinas Live app. Back to the game, Jackie Acuna. Key contributions here with 5 points. Ronquillo striking.
2 errors, gave up 2 free points to the Solar Spikers. And with that attack point, they're threatening right now here.
Short serve from Nabor. They've been going to this play. Bring it on, says Erica Santos.
Finally a side out here for the Super Spikers. And Rose Doria once again tireless.
Allow me to correct myself, Coach Ron. That was Ishi Lalong Isip coming in hot.
Very hot.
Madrigal.
Ooh, one-hand dig.
Quick reflexes from Don. But the door was shut by Capital One.
Nice defensive play here, an offensive block. Joining forces, Niegos and Madrigal. That's a big one.
Cayuna, set for Santos. Jervina with the dig. Now it's Belen. That was tight to the net. From the pipe, Vanny Gandler.
In transition, you just wouldn't know kung kanino pupunta si Cayuna. Sa dami nung gumagalaw at sa dami nung tumatakbo at nagpapakagat.
That's what you love from Jel Cayuna. Multi-time best setter here in the PVL.
One of the best, really.
Slowed down by the 2 blockers. Santos adjusts mid-air. Belen. Coverage by Gandler. Back row, mabitin si Lalong Isip.
It was an early 3-point lead for Signal. Now it's the Solar Spikers' turn to fight back and rally.
Jazz. Niegos. Quickly to Gandler. What about that transition?
Yes.
So quick for Signal, Coach Ronnie.
That's the operative word, quick.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Duncan Pasalubong ng Bayan.
And the thumbprint of Don Makandili Katintig all over that last point of Vanny Gandler. It's already about 8 points, perhaps.
Niegos getting her touches. Pancake save from Ishi. This will be a challenge. was hit by Niegos that is being challenged. So that will be the 6th point of Sid Niegos.
That's a big contribution to help out Micaela Belen, sustain the offense for them, and make it easier for Jasmine Abor likewise.
Like we said, Coach, to simplify, good things happen when there's that secondary scorer
At least the secondary scorer.
for Capital One. Meanwhile, Belen, digging was done. Erica Santos, Ronquillo with the coverage. Balik kay Belen. Tight set for
Oh,
Cayuna.
yes.
And that is out of bounds by Signal.
What about that super stop move coming from Cayuna? But again, an attack error will cost them a free point.
Stable first pass. What a set by Jel Cayuna.
Started with first ball. This one. Straight to Cayuna, who did not have to move. And the blockers were not ready for that slide play, which Acuna connected.
Micaela Belen says, come on.
Bring it on, says Micaela Belen. That was Roma Doromal, the captain. That excellent pass. Heavy lifting here for Micaela Belen.
Tossery open. You asked, and they have answered. Gandler versus Belen here in set number 2.
5 points apiece. At the end of set 1, Gandler and Belen. And that's the personal duel. The marquee matchup. But it's all about winning this match. That counts for both of these teams.
That was the 9th point of Vanny Gandler. Ronquillo. Ishi was right there. Back row.
What angle taken by Santos. 2 straight points is the score stood at 12 points apiece. You see the movement? One to the left, the other to the right.
That was a tough angle for Erica.
Indeed.
2-point lead. Ronquillo naman. Stuff block. Give that one to Acuna.
Tall and long. Look at that length of Jackie Acuna.
That's her 3rd kill block of the game. 3-point lead for the Signal Super Spikers.
Go back, go. If you don't spike long, you push long. You don't drop the ball only. Push hard, go down, push and back again to transition. Okay? That's fine. Bahir, it's only to let her push the ball front because she's there. She can also done. Okay? So take a risk. Take a risk. Put her in front. Let's go.
Hey, Capital!
That kill block. Make that 3 from Jackie Acuna.
Who says no entry?
Back row Belen, specialty in the house.
The explosion from the pipe. Well set up by Jasmine Abor. Understanding the blocking ability of Acuna. They go to the back row and Belen delivers once more.
Ishi. Ronquillo. Picked up by Vanny. Jel trying to place it. Runner by Ronquillo, sending it too long.
Miss hit. Wanted to go deep, straight to zone 1.
And that will send us to our 2nd technical timeout. Season 88 volleyball is in full swing. Watch the games every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on the Pilipinas Live app. Also available on the UAAP Varsity channel and One Sports because legends start here. Tomorrow, magandang laro sa UAAP. That one between NU and DLSU. It's going to be a good one for the top two teams. But back here in the heart of volleyball, Jackie Acuna having herself quite the game with 7 points and 4 kill blocks. They try Ronquillo once again. Steady blockings here for Signal. Ronquillo, second try. Cayuna had to chase. A much needed point for Capital One after the technical timeout. Jasnabor now with the full front line with Belen, a big back row option, which has been working. Gandler back row, beautiful dig by Belen. Ronquillo on the counter, it is denied. Cayuna, good save by Jorvina. Ronquillo na naman. Gel, toss, is she trying? Sent back to Doria Aquino to end the rally.
Yes, one of the longest rallies we have seen here in set number 2. At this stage of the competition, here is what you marvel at, the conditioning of these players. The ability to be composed in critical situations. And that is something distinct to the players who are at the top of their game, to the teams that are leading right now in terms of team standings heading to this point of the competition.
Pauline Gaston trying to fire up her team here, down by 3. They go out of system, Erica. Now it's with Niegos. Doria Aquino managing to keep it in play. Nabor to Sid Niegos. Soft touch, no. Another long rally, but a chance ball now for Signal. Don will play setter. Lalong isip, not yet, says Micaela Belen. Niegos will attack. Longest exchange of the set. Gandler, that will work. That was a check by Capital One.
Several misses from the pipe from Gander. But getting the opportunity once again to clinch that last point is something that Gander was able to do. But they'll challenge this call.
Block touch challenge. This one called by Capital One. There was. That will put Vanny Gandler in double figures with 10 points.
Another set of 5 points here in set number 2. That's 5 of the 18-point output here in set 2 so far.
Vanny Gandler and Micaela Belen probably in the top, Coach Ronnie, of best back row hitters here in the PVL. As right now, that is a hit by Pauline Gaston.
Something that they needed badly as a super spiker suddenly created gap and separation. I agree with you, of course. The back row specialists, as we call them.
Lalong isip, approaching.
2-point run. Solar Spikers not giving up, putting a lot of pressure on the super spikers of Signal.
It looks like Signal will challenge this one. Might have thought there was a check on that Ishii hit. Again, a block touch challenge here for Signal. Capital One just trying to keep it close.
It was a 4-point lead earlier for Signal at 18-14. Gaston scored. aim to overrun what was once a 4-point lead here for Signal.
No block touch. Point will stay with Capital One. This Tapia will be the service specialist and will be sweeping here. So 2 straight points for Capital One. Gel takes a look. Sees Erica Santos.
That's a big one. Cayuna has been front and center of stability. When you talk about composure, answering the call in pressure-packed situations.
Belen off the blocker's hands.
Smart play for Belen. Watch this last sequence. Perfect.
Gel, that's a tough set to make. Battle at the net. Easy over. Nabor looks for Belen. Coverage by Jazz. They send it to the other side for Sid Niegos, who has been big in this game.
A large part of the rally by Capital One in this set is because Niegos has once again emerged as their secondary scorer.
Despite being down by 4, they cut it to 1. Timeout by Coach Shaq de los Santos.
Sab lang ha. O, apat tayo ng 1, okay? Kailangan 1 point muna, 1 point ha, konti 1 point. Ngayon, kapag bumitaw yung block, kailangan aggressive yung sa ilalim. Pinapalo nung ano ha, sa capital, okay? So, pasa muna ulit. Boy, create ka ng atake. Erika, sige ba? Tuloy, tigilan, hindi tigilan, ha? Sige lang. Let's go, let's go.
San Beda Alabang girls volleyball supporting Capital One Solar Spikers. You love to see it, Coach. The youth watching the pros, dreaming big.
Of course, that's how much volleyball has grown here in the Philippines.
The future Belens and Vanny Gandlers right there. Speaking of, right on cue.
She wanted it, asked for it. And why not? The leading scorer delivers in crunch time, up 2 points. It was a 4-1 run earlier coming from Capital.
Encarnacion is back here late in set number 2. There's a disconnect from Belen and Nabor. Leaves Gandler with a big chance to score.
And they pay dearly, referring to the Solar Spikers. Can give up a scoring opportunity at this stage. They had Signal on their heels, but Signal fights back, builds another 3-point lead.
Get my farm back again for me, okay? Let them last. They spike only 1 with 20 there, so we move forward. Let's make the receive high. We have 3 guys in front, it's good for us, okay? But move, don't stay, don't stay. Go there, move, let the ball high, and then you go for the 3 guys in front, okay?
Okay, isa-isa ulit.
Just be ready for the gonna do the double sub right after, okay? Ready?
Hey, Capital! 1! Isa ulit.
There's the girls once again. Just happy to be on TV. These are the usual memorable experience. Dati coach, nung nagko-coach ka, ganyan din ako kabata nun eh.
Hindi, mas maliit ka pa nun, mas
maliit
bata
pa
ka pa. Mas bata ka pa nun.
Lumatas na coach, time flies.
Ano ba ibig mo sabihin talaga?
Back to the game, coach. And good hustle by Erica Santos, although that will be a point for Capital One.
After a timeout, they get a critical point.
Yandok is back in. Double sub with Isa Jimenez.
First days of action for Isa Jimenez.
They could use a dose of energy there from the double sub. Down by 2. Santos, one-man block. Cayuna this time for Gandler. The past 3 games, Vanny Gandler has been on peak form. And now she has 13 points in set number 2.
That's 8 points here in set 2. 13 points in 2 sets. 5 in set 1, 8 here in set 2. I think winning that individual battle against Micaela Belen at this stage.
Belen turned away. Good save by Doromal.
That was Tapia, by the way. Tried to save that last play, but that will be an infraction called against them.
Lunag, powerful spike. Naiangat pa rin. Yandok sending it to Jimenez. This will leave a free ball. Let's see what Yandok does. Belen neutralize. Counter, Gandler down the line for set point.
And all it took was a little head fake from Cayuna to make the blockers think that she would activate Acuna, and that delayed the blockers once again on the other end.
Makes that 15 points now in 2 sets. That's 10 points in this set for Vanny Gandler.
Oh my! That's a big break here for the Solar Spikers. That was a point waiting to happen for Signal instead. Turned out to be point number 20 for CAPITAL1 here in set 2. As they save a set point.
Good first pass. Ronquillo approaching. Santos putting the ball up. Ishi will try from the back. Belen covering the floor. And a quick attack. Another cherry bomb special.
Something that we have not seen in a long time here in set 2.
So kailangan, reset muna, reset. Focus muna ulit tayo. And then, lahat ng gagawin, maging intentional tayo, ha? Paano tayo buwan ng puntos, okay? Balik dalawa tayo, pagbalik, ha? Balik dalawa, okay? Mas na, tapos.
Hey! Tara! Let's go! Signal!
Super!
Back here in set number 2, Jel Cayuna sharing the love here with all her players. Balanced attack. As for Belen, 9 points for her.
4 here in set 2. But getting a lot of help from the rest of the Solar Spikers, though. That's why they have stayed in the set. Late fight back here for CAPITAL1.
One-handed set by C. Giselle. Jamzon. Bounces off the hands. They will send it to Jimenez. What a dive by Dawn and a chance ball for CAPITAL1. Here comes Jimenez on the reload. Another long exchange. Jamzon looking to end it. Belen says not yet. Ronquillo approaches. It is still in play. Buhay pa rin. Another free ball for Signal. C will set. Gandler ends the rally and ends the set.
That's game face for Vanny Gandler. Nothing was easy in this set to win here for Signal because CAPITAL1 was dead set on fighting back.
Look at that save by Don Katindig. Vanny Gandler with a finisher and the Signal Super Spikers with a 2-0 lead. Sound check.
Check.
Mike, hello.
Check.
Storylines.
It was another tight set, but Signal Super Spikers just getting it done once again in the end game. And so Signal now with a 2-0 advantage. We take a look at set number 2. Kind of a similar story, Coach Ronnie, where it was tight and then Signal just extra sharp there to end.
Sharpest in the end game are the following players for Signal. 1, Don Makandili Katindig. 2, Heather Cayun. 3, of course, Vani Ganka. But you cannot overlook the fact that Acuna and, of course, Erica Santos has a lot to do about these two straight wins in terms of set count here for the Super Spikers, who have been challenged big time by the CAPITAL1 Solar Spikers.
Take a look at the statistics there and the attacks of Signal. 19 attacks of the 25 points. Those were some big attacks, especially led by Jel Cayuna, like you said.
Indeed. It's all about the masterpiece and the magic of Jel Cayuna, making sure that the defense of the Solar Spikers will have a hard time shadowing the multiple options that she has in terms of their offensive flow.
And Jana, I know parang may mga friendships dito na na-miss nila yung kalaro ba isa't isa. I know Erin and Bella Belen, they enjoyed these moments because they've known each other for such a long time, right?
For sure. And when I spoke to Erin Pangilinan a while ago, kinuwento niya sa akin na in the 1 or 2 times she gets to face her former teammates in the league, facing Micaela Belen is always something special to her because she told me nakakapanibago pa rin. She was saying dati magkatabi lang tayo and andyan ka na. And so partnerships like those, when they go from college to the pros, you just love hearing those stories and how they're on full display in matches like these.
But then life goes on. From college all the way to the pro runs, but the friendship will never cease.
Kaya si Jana, gusto niya yung story niya kasi patapos na siya coach at college.
Hindi, parang kanina ikaw maraming gustong ikwento eh. Gusto mo ulitin ko?
Sige, coach, ulitin mo nga, coach.
Sa susunod na open.
Back here in set number 3. I think that story was for Jana herself that, you know, the friends will remain after college. She was starting to become sentimental earlier today before we started the game. But welcome back to set number 3 here in the Phil Oil Center. I'm Escalon with Coach Ronnie Magsanok and Jana Ejido. 2 sets to love advantage for the Signal Super Spikers. And despite Bella Belen or Micaela Belen being defended well, Niegos has came to play. That has been the bright spot, but Micaela Belen will find ways to score. There's no doubt about that.
Well, the objective really for Signal is to shut down Belen because that's close to impossible. But to limit her efficiency, force her to miss at times, but make sure that they put a shadow on her, giving her 20-point explosion at the very least in every match that she has played in this conference.
Shai Adorador is now in the game for the first time. Trying to mix things up here, lalong isip. Back by Belen, Yandok to the opposite side, Niegos.
Niegos has scored the most, aside from Micaela Belen. Nunak, a sprinkling of points. Gaston had one earlier in their brief stint, but they need more.
Straight to the net by Shaya Adorador.
Their second leading scorer, by the way, was accounted for 67 points heading to this match. Niegos has 38 at number 44 among the top 50 scorers up to this point.
Sharp serve by Lalong Isip. Yandok, the starting setter for this set.
My. The blocking once again. And it has worked wonders for this team, who's third in terms of blocking with 52 kill blocks, and that has been the kryptonite against Micaela Belen this match so far.
Yandok will set up Niegos. That's back-to-back blocks for the Super Spikers.
You have Acuna, you have Rose Doria, and the rest of the Super Spikers working harder as they attempt to close out this set, or rather this match.
And now he's
What a serve!
ace.
What a serve! Number 4 in reception at 37% efficiency. That's Roma Doromal. Giving up an ace.
Shaya sends it across. Santos.
Wow, well placed.
Huge opening found by Erica Santos.
Yes, jumping the gun on Capital One. Erica Santos heading to this game 110 points per scored in 7 games. Another double-digit scorer for Coach Shaq, number 3 in spike percentage at 35%.
Good defense by Doria Aquino. Belen using Santos' hands there.
Right. Finding a way to beat the blockers. Difficult as it may seem, Belen trying to rally the troops as early as possible.
Good serve by Nunag.
Sharp one.
Candler. Kind of baby that one.
Wanted to go off speed. Will miss. And this gives up a 2-point run for Capital One.
That's Chantagaod and Chola Alvarez. Candler. Asking for a check. And looks like Capital One is ready to challenge here. So point for Signal. Player admitting
That was Shaya, I believe.
so back with a 2-point lead. Back set for Niegos. Slowed down by the 2 blockers. Gandler fast approaching. Yandok. Niegos had to adjust to that set.
Almost, but not quite. On that push. And because of the efficiency of the blocking of the Super Spikers, it makes the attacker really doubt themselves at times.
And that is a service error from Doria Aquino.
And this is where Capital One is getting their points here in set 3. 3 points given up by Signal.
Gel. Candler, left hand. Toss for Belen, mid-air switch up. Good read. And it's still in
Wow.
play. Scrappy Signal, slide attack for Pauline Gaston. Adorador with a dig. Micaela Belen was denied. Another long exchange, Belen. Straight to Dawn. Still good. And point. It's a 2 touches.
Right. Belen working harder here in set 3. Trying to hold on, trying to stay afloat. A loss here in this match will take them out of the possible catching up of the top 4 spots.
Service ace for Sid Niegos, and we're tied at 7.
Diegos and Belen spearheading this 3rd set rally. As initially Signal went for the juggernaut, trying to go for the jugular to finish off Capital One.
3-0 run for Capital One. Make that a 4-0 run now.
Third miss for Gander in this set.
1-point lead for Capital One, a technical timeout.
It's set number 3 here at the PVL All-Filipino Conference, where the CIGNAL Super Spikers lead the Capital One Solar Spikers 2 sets to none. And one Super Spiker in particular continues to peak as Vanny Gandler tallies yet another double-digit performance here in the match tonight. As I spoke with her a while ago and more on my conversation that I shared at the top of the broadcast, Vanny tells me that she comes into every game with a simple goal of to win. With one game left for CIGNAL after this, Vanny tells me she stays locked in, that competitive spirit not dying down one bit as she continues to put up the numbers for CIGNAL here in set 3. Hi, man, Coach Ronnie.
Coach, narinig ba ni Vanny siya yung pinapag-isapan ni Jana? I
Ana-
mean, what a,
Ang narinig ko yung tunog ng palo niya.
what a hit.
Ang lutong.
But a good point by Jana. I mean, Vanny Gandler.
It's all about the mindset, really.
Stellar numbers with 18 points now. Another block there.
Well read on that attempted drop shot by Micaela Belen. 2-point run here after they called after we got to the first technical timeout.
Good response for CIGNAL. Yandok. Niegos out of system. Capital One is scrambling here.
3 points, 3 straight points given up. Losing traction of that earlier edge, which they fought so hard to be able to get.
Another out of system play. First ball problems for the Solar Spikers. Niegos will play setter.
Tough. Golden opportunity for Capital One. Up 2, behind 3. 5-point swing, third set action.
The ball's good. Spike should do the same. Okay? Let's come back. 4-0. 4-0. It's okay.
The upcoming game, this is going to be a good one. CIGNAL versus Creamline. Never disappoints. That's going to be on March 21.
Next week,
It's next week.
next Saturday.
Back row, Adorador. Gandler again. Make that 19 points for Vanny Gandler.
After missing 3, after committing 3 errors earlier, she struck back. And suddenly, that second win has enabled the Super Spikers to build a 4-point lead after being down by 2 on a 6-point swing.
Yandok. Belen. Wow. Ano lang masasabi ko, Coach?
Tama naman. Yun lang naman ang kailangan mo sabihin. Si Micaela Belen na ang bahalang gumawa ng ganitong klaseng pamamaraan.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Dunkin Pasalubong ng Bayan. Gandler again. What a save by Belen. A toss for Adorador, and it is good for Shaya.
Down 4. Now behind by 2. What about that one hand take coming from Bella Belen? This save. But led to this point coming from the former Lady Warrior.
Sharp surfer, Belen. Gandler.
Against a triple block. And you have a feeling that the strength and peak form of the Super Spikers have enabled them, when they get to the midpoint of every set, to push their game 2 notches higher.
Gandler now, 20-point mark.
20. It's about 16 and a half points per game. Gaston with that slide. Gandler thought that ball will overshoot the mark.
That has to feel good for Pauline Gaston.
And Doromal as well. Perfect pass.
Slide, Acuna. Belen has been doing everything here for Capital One. Acuna again. Point for Jackie Acuna. Linesman saying it's inside.
Easy call to make. Belen can hurt you in so many ways, but she needs help.
But right now, she is limited to 12 points. And Adorador now starting to heat up.
Late entry, no problem for the second best scorer. 67 in 7 games for Adorador. Belen is number 1 in scoring. Belen is number 4 in spike percentage. Number 2 in aces, number 6 in digs, number 6 in reception efficiency.
A bit too strong from Doria Aquino, and it's down to 1.
That was a rush coming from Rose Doria Aquino that led to another attack error. The error count here mounting for Signal.
Cayuna will set towards Santos.
Well placed.
Mid-air switch up for Erica Santos.
So the wide opening defense in the defense of Capital One. I was about to say, Yandok has done an excellent job as a secondary playmaker tonight for Capital One.
Full front line now for Jel Cayuna. Gandler in the back row. And excellent sets for Jel Cayuna. Yandok sets up Adorador. She has found her mark.
Yes, fresh legs. Audacity written all over the performance of Shaya Adorador. And it has paid dividends for Capital One.
Key contributions for Shaya Adorador.
After some early misses coming from Sidney Niegos,
Lalong isip. Bang!
who's been an able partner for the rest of the Super Spikers, who will head into the second technical timeout ahead by 2 points.
Sunday on the Pilipinas Live app, also available on the UAAP Varsity channel and One Sports, because legends start here. They started there indeed with Gandler and Belen starting there. And look at where they are now. Let's take a look at the standings, Coach Ronnie. And high-speed hitters already clinching with that win versus Chocomucho.
Right. Safety in the top 4, which is exactly what Signal is trying to do as well.
Shaya, great place here in set number 3. Gandler. Good chase by Adorador. Micaela Belen straight to Katindig. And it's Erica Santos.
Well placed once more.
Bit of confusion. So our first referee awarding that point to Signal, which is why Capital One will challenge on a ball in, ball out.
Santos has that uncanny ability to find, to work on difficult angles and deliver with precision.
She has improved so much since her collegiate days. Even has a MVP here. That is inside.
Safely in.
So unsuccessful challenge for Coach Jorge. And Capital One, 3-point cushion now for Signal. Bump set, ad-lib. Had to break the block, but it's sent back. Yandong had to adjust. Bump towards Belen. What a dig by Katindig.
Wow.
Gandler finds the opening.
Again, when we get to the midpoint, they raise the bar. And Katindig always has found a way to help out.
Ron Katindig has made life a little harder for Micaela Belen today.
And easier, of course, for Heather Cayuna.
One-man block for Doria Aquino.
Not this time, says Doria Aquino.
5-point lead open up by Signal.
Suddenly.
And a timeout here for Capital One.
Just receive. Think about the rest. Just receive the call right now. They targeting you there. Huh? And it's good for you targeting you because it's just right to receive. So let the phone there. Come fast in front. Is a bit ready because it's only wings. Just forget to quick there because the guys are staying there. If there's another way quick, that's single. Okay? Come on, huh? More than clear.
Capital One!
Here are the upcoming games of Capital One. They go up against Galleries on March 21.
On Saturday as well. If they don't survive this contest, then they have to make sure that they get the win. Kasi pagdating sa step ladder at nasa ilalim ka, ang hirap gumapang paakyat.
Turned away. Belen.
Off the block. Off the block point. Final push for the Solar Spikers. Look at that elevation coming from Belen.
Like you said, Coach Ronnie, one last push here for Capital One.
And that will hurt. 20 in the set. 5 points ahead. 5 points away from sweeping Capital One.
And Encarnacion is back in the match. High bump set for Jimenez.
Oh, that's a miss. Biggest deficit in any set for Capital One.
And similar storyline we've seen from the first two sets. Mid-set, it's close.
And then Signal plays better. Puts a lot of pressure on the Solar Spikers.
As you would say, a different gear. But Micaela Belen, she has her own gears.
Oh, yes.
She wants to show and is not giving up. That is what we love about Micaela Belen. You could be down big and she is still fighting hard here.
Only 23 years old, yet a veteran on the international stage already.
Santos.
My. Santos has hardly missed tonight. Gander has been the top gun. There's no doubt about that. But Santos has been in her element. 6 points ahead, 3 points away from winning by a sweep.
Oh, might have been out.
Yes.
Combination play. Gandler scores once more.
That's major force coming from Gandler. But then again, that could have been a service error turned into another point by Gandler and the Super Spikers. Angled hit, 23 in the set.
2 away for Signal. An efficient outing here para kay Erica Santos. Pauline turned away. Yuna pushes. Belen. She will not give up. She does not know how to give up. And she keeps on going.
That's not a part of her character. That's why at this young age, decorated, multi-champion in all levels.
This might be her toughest game yet though, with 15 points. We mentioned it at the top of the coverage, 20 plus points in the first 7 games.
Another push. Last push. We've seen this in every set. Just when it seems that it's going to be a comfortable stride for Signal, CAPITAL1 fights back, and this time to the efforts of Micaela Belen.
Service ace for Belen. A lifeline here. Belen is giving it to CAPITAL1.
Suddenly, the pulse is back. That's why Coach Shaq will call ceasefire.
Reset muna lang ulit. Balik na sa pasa. Atake. Inom muna. Okay. Last 2 tayo. 1 point at a time. Okay, 1 point at a time na. Okay, focus muna sa 1 point. Pasa, atake. G, Bombi. Attack over tayo. Ha? Kapag nakuha nila, block defense ulit muna. Establish muna ulit. Ha?
Maganda tumulong ka sa S. Huwag mo nang pasa, labas ka.
Attack over, ha?
Back here in set number 3. Shaq de los Santos wanting 2 sweeps in one day. Na-sweep na nga ng UST niya ang FEU. Looking to do the same here for his Signal team. Belen just giving a lifeline. Gandler from the middle. Pauline. Adorador. Referee will give the point to CAPITAL1.
Another point here for CAPITAL1. Adorador has played extremely well on limited minutes tonight.
This is now a 4-0 run for the Solar Spikers.
Down 7 earlier.
Good serve from Belen. Acuna is denied. C, this time to the open. And Gandler sends us to match point.
Micaela Belen got there for the one-hand dig, but this time could not get the ball up and in play. Gandler attacking zone 1. Heroic effort from Micaela Belen. 4 match points for Signal at this stage.
No room for error here. Pauline, sweeping is Dawn. Tiamzon bounces through the hands. Nabor takes a look, finding Adorador. And it's still in play. Chance ball for CAPITAL1. Jazz trying to dump. Dawn will bump set. Here comes Tiamzon. And the Super Spikers get it done in 3 sets.
What about Dawn Makandili Katindig acting as the secondary setter? Hurts you in so many ways. Once again, the same trend has continued, but the trend of Micaela Belen getting to the 20-point mark may have been put to a halt.
There you have it. Signal getting their 6th win of the All-Filipino Conference.
Stays in the 2nd spot, behind the coattails of PLDT, which also won earlier in 4 sets versus Chocomuch.
Signal will advance to the top 4 as well.
Correct.
Which is good news for them. We'll take a short break and we'll wrap things up when we return. 3 sets. Signal gets it done on a sweep versus Capital to advance. And they will make it to the top 4. And they were just disciplined in that end game. One player, though, was simply amazing. Peak form, as Coach Ronnie would call her. And she was with Jana Ejido. Jana, take it away.
Well, I'm here with Vanny Gandler, your player of the game. 23 points off of 21 attacks and 2 blocks. Vanny, congratulations. Signal is now in the top 4. Tell me, what do you make of this elimination round so far?
It was a tough fight, but I'm very happy that me, along with my team, were able to reach the next round.
And you've been in peak form throughout these past games. Yet another 20-plus point performance for you. Tell me, where does this motivation come from to do better every game?
I'm just doing my best to help my team in any way I can. So if it requires me to make some points, I try to be as aggressive as I could be.
And finally, you have one more game, which is exactly a week from now against Creamline. What are you looking forward to? You have one more game against Creamline next week. What are you looking forward to next week?
It's always so fun to go against Creamline. You know, they're very experienced and great team. So it's going to be a tough fight for us, but I'm very excited.
All right. Any messages you'd like to give everyone watching? Go ahead.
To all the Signal fans, I want to say thank you. Sir Augie, if you're watching, this is for you. Happy birthday, Coach Meg, and hi to my parents at home.
All right. Congratulations once again. Vanny Gandler, 23 points tonight. Your player of the game.
Thank you so much, Jana, and congratulations to Vanny Gandler. 66 points in 3 games. She has been in such good form, Coach Ronnie, in the past 3 games. That's 22 points per game in the past 3.
Turning it up at the right moment. As we reach the home stretch, Gander and the rest of the Super Spikers answering the call. And they will be rewarded as they will have a spot in the top 4 and they will play for a possible seat in the semifinals in a week or 2. Meanwhile, for CAPITAL1 back to the drawing board, they'll still have another shot at getting another win to improve their chances in the stepladder phase. Instead of staying in the bottom, at least be in the middle of the pack for the teams in the 5th to the 10th spots.
They'll have to win that Galleries game, but so far, just great closing times for the Signal Super Spikers.
Oh yes, no doubt. Winning the tight points, closing out well, composure, stability. Cayuna joining forces with Makandili to provide that balance with the offensive depth that they have. And the blocking, we cannot overlook, of course.
Micaela Belen. Speaking of the blocking, had much of a difficult time really in this game. When we take a look at the match statistics, well, you see the attacks. Jel Cayuna, we cannot not talk about her, Coach Ronnie. She just spread the love all over.
No doubt. And once again, when the going gets tough, Cayuna is there to stabilize things. And she has been a proven winner, but more than that, an able leader. And that is something that they will need moving forward in the days to come as we get to the tail end of this early phase.
So Signal Super Spikers now can take a deep breath because they are in the top 4 in the next round. This will be in Laguna, Santa Rosa Sports Complex. For the first time in this conference, it will be Galleries Tower High Risers versus the Akari Chargers. That is going to be on Tuesday. And of course, Farm Fresh Foxies versus the Creamline Cool Smashers. A team looking to bounce back. It's going to be some good games here in the heart of volleyball. And we had 2 good games today. PLDT and Signal, they will advance to the next round. They will enter the top 4. But it is now time to say goodbye. For our director, Marvin Chavez, our courtside reporter, Jana Ejido, and my partner, Coach Ronnie Magsanok. My name is Jaime Escalon. Thank you for watching the 2026 PVL All-Filipino Conference. This is the Heart of Volleyball.